there's like some road construction, and Google Maps says, like, let's go this way. It's like this cool back way. I'm like, cool, I'll get Ruby out. And I ended up in this like single track, relatively steep hill. And I'm just thinking, at this point in time, if I try and back down this hill, I'm gonna roll the van and I'll be stuck out here. No cell service, like miles from the nearest town. My name is William Woodward. I go by Willie. I've been living in Ruby, my Vanagon, for 3.5 years, and I work as an adventure photographer. So what that means to me is I follow people around in the outdoors that are doing awesome things and try and tell stories about them and about their adventures and the things that they like to do. You're shooting through the best light of the day at sunrise, and then you're going out, you're going climbing, you're going skiing, you're going backcountry, camping, hiking. The trip that I did this summer, we went whitewater rafting for 3 days and got to photograph some incredible athletes doing their craft. And that's probably the coolest thing about adventure photography is, like, I don't necessarily consider myself an athlete, but I get to hang out with these people that are just so incredibly talented at doing what they do and get to experience their craft in a way and share their craft with them through photographs. It's a pretty lucky job to have, to be honest. I feel specifically fortunate. And honestly, moving into the van was probably the quintessential turning point of my life. Obviously, you move into a van like something's going on, so something's changing. But one thing that living in a van has really opened my eyes to has been how vulnerable and putting yourself out there you have to be in order to exist like this. I mean, like, if you tried to just do it all yourself, you'd just be super lonely, you'd be bored out of your mind because you'd be in a small cube all the time. But this really has opened the doors, at least for me, to meeting some of the coolest people, becoming friends with some of my closest friends today, and just introduced me to a world of the Volkswagen culture that I never would have known existed. So, this is home. First off, you'll meet the living room, dining room, kitchen, and office. To the left here, you'll see the bedroom and lounge slash man cave. Kind of where I hang out, do a little work, watch a little movie. Some sweet kit from GoWesty. Toolbox. Moved my fifth wheel from up under the front to the back here, and did new bumpers, new wheels and tires, a lift. Up top you can see the solar. That's what gives me power to the house battery. Put on these sweet new LED headlights. I've always wanted, so this style of Vanagon doesn't come with a round headlight, but I've always wanted a round headlight, so put these on. And actually being able to see at night while you drive is a really novel thing for me right now, so I'm just like mobbing down these back roads with the LEDs on bright. It's like, oh, I can see now. Back inside, this is where I keep my fridge and some other storage in the back there. And when I'm doing cooking duties, kitchen area, one pot is all you really need. I can cook everything that I normally cook in one pot. So can't do lasagnas or something, but we've already seen how I do with cheese. And Mom made me these sweet new curtains to make everything look all fancy. Fun thing about vans, never really done. You're always just like, oh, what's the next thing I'm gonna do? What's the next thing I'm gonna work on? But that's fun. That's a fun part of it. Put in this sweet wood ceiling this year with my friend Jake. Helped me out do that. We took this old reclaimed cedar fence and built out the ceiling. It's completely non-functional. It just makes me feel cool. It makes me feel better. One of those things where it's the aesthetic that makes it feel more homey. And I mean, it's been 3.5 years, so it's home. Okay, so this is where all of the power from the solar panel comes and gets managed. Built this little center console basically around the battery, and that charges the fridge, that charges the fan. Yeah. And then obviously the air conditioning being the beaded seat cover. It's basically the same thing. Just need to get a little airflow sometimes. It came with one feather, this one, and then since then I've continued collecting and making the little feather collection a part of the story, and then added this cool old map that my mom gave me this year. This is a little lifesaver. Little bag of charcoal makes it so it doesn't smell like whatever my last meal was. That's nice. Otherwise, it definitely just smells like sweet potatoes and zucchini. Standard stir fry. It's one of those things where I look back and think about why I chose a VW, and part of me doesn't really remember my mental state around buying a VW specifically. But now that I have one, I realize how much culture there is around the Volkswagen community, and it's something that I could never imagine not being a part of. So I feel very fortunate that my first van that I lived in was a Volkswagen, and it's just such a great community that even when you're out in these heinous situations, and you're about to get stuck, or you're about to, in my mind, flip the van, you come back to like a main road, you're cruising, you see another VW, you throw out the peace sign, you're like, okay, cool, all's well in the world, we're fine.